Hello everyone, you're welcome to my YouTube channel. And I'm Yvette, and we're delighted to have this episode with you. I have a visitor with me today, and we are going to be talking about relationship and marriage talk. So just sit back and listen. Thank you. Please, can you introduce yourself to us?
Hello, guys. My name is Sylvia Daniel, and I'm so glad to be here with to share some things, some tips with you guys. And I hope you enjoy our talk. And I've been married for 7 years, and I have a son. He's 3 years old, and I'm happy to be here once again. Thank you.
All right, Sylvia, we are happy to have you on this channel. And before we go ahead with what some of the questions I have to ask you today, I want you to tell us, as single sisters, and Sister Sylvia, as single sisters, I would like you to tell us what you want us to bear in mind when we want, like, if we want to get married, like what you want us to get to carry into marriage. Yes, that's what I want you to tell us. Maybe some one or two things.
Okay. Um, Dear sisters, I'll first start with the fact that you need to equip yourself. It is very important that let me give you an example. If you are going into you want to do something serious about life, maybe you want to go to a new place, you have to research to know this place. You know what they do, what you can also do to adapt to that environment. It's the same thing with marriage. Marriage is an institution. It's broad, like it's an institution. You need to learn marriage. That's why most times it's always good to listen to talk, listen to marriage seminars. You can also go for it. Even those that are in marriage, they still go for seminars, counseling. You understand? Because it's not something when you're in, you just let yourself be. You understand? So I advise that you guys should, as little time as you have, you should learn to study about marriage. You should learn to equip yourself how to be a better person for yourself, because when you're a good person for yourself, it should definitely reflect in another person's life, because if you are toxic, it's going to affect the other person. So you have to learn to improve yourself, learn to know how to speak, learn to control your words. Now, there's this thing that usually hear from people when they say they're in a relationship where the guy insults her. The guy can actually say, "Hey, stupid girl," or "Hi, you are very foolish." This kind of words. Maybe to some people it can go down with them, but personally for me, I don't buy that idea. I can't imagine my husband or my spouse or my fiance telling me or calling me stupid. Like, if I'm stupid enough, you're not gonna be with me. So definitely for you to say you chose me, then I am not stupid, right? So first of all, bear in mind that you should research, you should study and equip yourself for marriage. Secondly, no matter how it is, start from today to learn to respect the people around you, more especially men. In as much as the Bible said the man is the head of the family, it doesn't mean that all men are the head of you. No, it is your husband that is above you. But I'm just saying this so that you can learn, because what you cannot give what you don't have. You understand? So what you have is what you can give. So if you start now to tell yourself that you want to start being respectful to men, learn the words to use. There are sometimes maybe how do I put it? A guy can just call you, stop you on the road. I'm just giving an example. Excuse me, sister. Some ladies can just flare up, like, how dare you stop me? How do this? How do that? You understand? Some feel like, oh, that guy is below their standard. Not forgetting the fact that your spouse can even be totally someone you don't expect, that is totally different from you, because he obviously it's someone who you don't expect to be your spouse can end up being your spouse. So we should just learn to give people the benefits of the doubt. We should try to be nice, have that loving nature, It's only when they prove themselves crazy, in the sense that they call you, or some would be like, hey, or that's nonsense. You understand? That's when you can give your attitude. But when someone approaches a lady, I feel like we should be nice enough to hear them out and, be friendly. Okay, so that is one. And secondly, I want to talk about the fact where the women always depend on men for money. Like, oh no. For me personally, it's a no. If a man should give you his money, that it should be a plus. It should be an extra, and not the fact that you, the woman, depends on the man. It's a no. It's going to lead to a lot of things, a whole lot of things, which when we look at it, you'll find out the reason I'm saying that. So it's always good for a woman to have her money, not only as a single person, even in marriage. No matter how little you have, you should contribute to your home, no matter how little. Thank you.
One other thing I'd like you to talk about is the signs, and what are the things that when a lady sees it's a no, she shouldn't go further, like marriage. So what are the things? They call them red signs. So please, I would like you to tell us what's your opinion about that, or what are the things a lady should see and run away from.
Okay. The red sign varies. It depends on the person, because, like I said before, we're all different people.
Yeah.
So what might be a red sign for me can be totally different from another person. And so, basically, for myself, I can't stand a man that hits a woman. The fact that he raises his hand alone it's a sign. In as much as it's a sign, I'm a person who usually I give second chances, but depending on the situation, so that you also do not give second chance and fall into problem. Because I remember there was a second chance, but that was my first relationship. I actually gave a second chance that almost ended my life. So it all depends on people. Some people can do that, some people can't. So anyway, what I'm just trying to say, the red signs, it could be cheating, it could be verbal abuse, it could be emotional abuse, it could be physical abuse, the hitting of the woman, and it could be for the guy, a woman who nags. It could be for the guy, a woman who doesn't respect. That word respect is very important, because there is no man that will stand a woman who disrespect them. It is bad. So I'm just talking from both sides, both the men and women. So personally for me, I can't stand a man who hits a lady. You understand? It's a no for me. I will leave, because something like that could actually. And I cannot stand emotional abuse. I can't, because it's going to definitely bring down my self-esteem. And imagine where it's more like killing, because when you've lost your breath, you don't have self-esteem. It gets to depression. For depression, some people can't even handle it, and they go as far as killing themselves. So basically for me, the two things I can't actually stand that much is beating and emotional abuse, verbal abuse. Thanks.
All right, thank you. And okay, so what you're trying to tell us now is, if we see like physical abuse and verbal abuse, you should run, or you're talking about it's individual something.
It's a personal thing. Some people can take emotional abuse. Some people can take physical abuse. Some ladies can. Some will tell you, if my man doesn't hit me, he doesn't love me. That's trash anyway. But some people can stand it. I can't stand it. I'm small in nature. So imagine a guy hitting me, I'm going to die. Or a man telling me I'm good for nothing, I will not make it in life. Those kind of words that will bring down your, like, no, I can't take it. So those are for me. But for you can tell us what you feel. What is also.
I think you're right as well. When it comes to physical abuse and verbal abuse, these are two things that we should really take it to consideration when getting married, when preparing for marriage. I think there are things we shouldn't joke with, because we hear cases of ladies dying in marriage. This in the news, we hear news, people are carrying it all over. This lady died, and whoever, this other guy died, and all that. So physical abuse is not only for women as well,
Yeah.
that. Or there are some ladies that hit men as well, so it's both ways. And all right, we are going to also touch the issue. I think there was one time we are talking about finances in the home, and we're arguing about the lady's money belongs to the guy. And I think then we went to meet the pastor's wife, and she clarified the issue to us. And so I want you to talk about that issue again. Does the woman's money belong to the husband? That's the question, and that's what we're talking about. So please clarify to the viewers.
Okay. Personally, for myself, my own opinion, the man's money or the woman's money is not for the husband. The woman's money is for herself. But if she decides that she wants to give to her husband, then it's a plus, like I said earlier. If the man gives to the woman, it's a plus. But the man's money is for his family, it's for her wife, it's for the man, it's for his children. But for the woman, no, the money is for herself, and she can actually support if she wants to support. There are situations where you see things are not going so well for the man. The woman can decide to take care of the home. And there are some situations where things are not even going well, and the woman keeps her money to herself, and it gets that bad. But you can't blame her. It's her money. It's her money. She can do whatever she wants to do. You understand? I've even heard of situations where a woman owns a property, and the man, they were all living in the house, the man not knowing it's for the woman, and he was paying rent, you understand, to a particular person, but the money is going to the woman. So I'm not saying it's good that the woman should keep such secrets away from the man, no. But all I'm just saying is that if a woman should aim any income, monthly income, whatever income, is for her. If she says she wants to support her husband, it's a plus for them. It's good for them, but they shouldn't hold it accountable to the woman, because the man, when God made man, it's the man to provide. It's the man to provide for his home. But in a situation where the man can't, then the woman can assist if she is willing to. Thanks.
All right. Thank you very much. You said something at the end. You said if she is willing to. That means if she's not willing to, what happens?
You can't force her. Yes, you can't force her. It's her money. You can't force her. Before you get into marriage, you and the man have a goal, one goal. Well, that's why both of you decide to come together to achieve it. So when you come into marriage, and that is why there's a separation these days. You see lots of divorces because people confuse the word love. They feel they confuse that word, and they are quick to getting married because they feel they're in love. You understand? And apart from that, all this whole the marriage, whatever, it's because of a goal. The man has a goal that is similar with the woman's goal, and they agreed to come together to pursue that goal, to make it in. So if, for instance, in the long run, the woman's desire or her purpose, her goal has changed, and the man's own is different, it will not work. Even the Bible said, can the two work together if they don't agree? No, you have to agree. You have to come together and work together. So if the woman decides she doesn't want to give her money, then she hasn't agreed to it, she's not interested in it. Whatever the money was supposed to solve, if it doesn't work and it crashes, she's not interested in it. It means you guys are not together. You're on a different page, she's on a different page. But don't hold her accountable. It's her money, it's her sweat, it's her everything. You understand what I'm saying?
All right. So, and this is the kind of things that really bring separation and divorce in this era.
Yeah.
These are the kind of things that bring it. And so, in that case, I think women need to really work on that, because if you really accept to be a wife, you should accept everything that comes with it. All right.
Because there's some homes that even though the woman accepts, there are some men that are actually lazy, like they are really lazy. And when the woman, maybe the woman earns more, the woman is bringing money into the house, it makes them kind of a bit lazy. And some of them get so relaxed, feeling like, oh, my wife is going to bring some part of the money and I'll bring some part of the money. So but in a situation where the woman is not even bringing, or maybe she brings one or two some days, you see the man eager to making sure that the money is available for that particular purpose. Yes.
All right, thank you very much for throwing some light in that. There's this thing that is happening in these our days. I don't know if you've noticed young people wanting to stay with the people they are dating. First of all, to know, like they put it in quote unquote, like I want to know the person I'm dating before we get married. I think guys say that also. I want us to stay together. We know each other. You see them staying for 1 year, 2 years, and they haven't tied the knot yet. In the name of I want to know, we want to know each other before we get married. So I don't. What do you have to say about that, Sylvia? I think that's cohabiting.
Cohabiting.
Yes. So what do you have to say about that to young ladies out there?
Okay. Personally, for me, cohabiting is wrong because we already know what it means or what is attached to cohabiting. Because let's be realistic here. You can be in a relationship or you can be in a house with a man you call your boyfriend and you won't have sex with this person. You're not married to this person in any way, and the Bible actually said cohabiting sex is sin. So there's no way you live with a man and you won't have sex with this man. So in every aspect, cohabiting is wrong because you definitely fornicate. And we should know that when you are living with a man, there are a lot of things that are bound to happen. Such that there's what they call see finish. That's why most times you see the men not even marrying the woman because they're going to see lots of things. The woman, because when a woman starts, sex can actually make you feel equal with this person. Even, for instance, you see a young girl that is sleeping with an old man, can talk to the man anyhow. Not because they are mates, but because of the sex have brought them, you see finish, you've seen me, I've seen you. What else are you going to hide? So what I'm just trying to tell you is that when you cohabit, you are seeing the person as the person is, and the person is seeing you as you are. It can lead to a lot of things if you are with the wrong set of person, it can lead to the abuse, the physical abuse, the hitting. It could lead to the woman that is not even does not even have the nagging nature to stop nagging. It could lead to emotional abuse as well, where the guy can insult you and make you feel less of yourself, and you'll be asking yourself, oh, am I this? Am I not worth this? Oh, he's looking at another girl, am I not giving him that thing? You understand? So what do they call that thing? That low self-esteem. It can lead to low self-esteem, and when you have low self-esteem, you start to even come out to associate with people, you feel like you're inferior. That is how bad it can lead you to, you can get. So cohabiting, for me, I will not encourage it because of that purpose, and also because it can actually lead you to sin. It can lead you to also getting pregnant and committing all the abortions that you want to commit. It can lead it can expose the person to some devilish things, where the devil, like we were taught today in the church, that it can expose you, and that is when the devil will be whispering some certain things to you. And that's why from the very first time I already said it is not good when you start having sex with somebody that is not your spouse. You are engaging, there's a spiritual connection, truly, and you are engaging in, you expose yourself to some things that you don't know, even spiritually. And if you are not strong enough, you can actually fall. You can be tempted, and you might not even know that you're being tempted, and you might not be strong enough to, carry on as a Christian as you are, or as a believer.
All right. To throw more light on that, Sylvia, thank you very much for uh, talking about this topic, this depth, this deep, because a lot of young girls, we are going. It's becoming a norm. You get, these are things we should be talking about on a daily basis, because we think that it is the right thing to do. A lot of people think that, or a lot of us, we think that it's the right things to do, but they're forgetting, like, what the Bible says. We are coming from the biblical background, because we are Christians here, as you talked about what the preacher talked about in church today. And I want to even go back to it, because he really mentioned about the fact that the devil comes to steal, to kill, and to destroy. And he said that the devil doesn't just come to you like that. He comes in the way that in different forms, and the form of you living in sin. Like, when the moment you begin to live in sin, that's the devil coming and trying to steal from you. Because when you begin to live in sin, he's stealing the purpose for which you created. You will not be like, whatever God has called you to do. There's a way living in sin is going to detach you from it. There's a way living in sin is going to make you not to be focused. It's going to distract you. It's going to it's not going to it's going to it's going to make you weak spiritually as well. It's going to make you weak spiritually. You'll not be, there are some things you're going to, if you're spiritually alert, you'll be able to discern very quickly. You'll be able to understand spiritual things. But the moment you begin to live in sin, that's the devil stealing from you. That's the devil destroying you as well, because the devil begin to destroy the purpose. You begin to die inside. You begin to die spiritually. I'm not saying physically here. You begin to die spiritually. And at the end of the day, you've seen people with great ambitions, great visions, great dreams. They died like that. Yeah, I don't know if you've heard of people like that. You hear people that they were growing, that they had great ambitions. They were so on fire for whatever dreams they have, you get. But after some time, they just died down. It's because of some of these things. Because when you begin to live in sin, the devil takes advantage and destroys every dream you had, destroys every ambition, every desire you wanted to be, whatever you wanted to be. The devil begins to destroy and kills it. That's what the preacher was really explaining today, and that's really what captured my attention. I don't know if you really noticed it. I was really moved by that word today.
Yeah.
And it's very good. Please, if you watch this video, take note of this. And we are not just speaking for speaking's sake, or talking for talking's sake. It's very important. As she's speaking, I'm learning as well as a single sister, and that things I'm also adjusting as well. So please, if you get to watch this, I pray and I wish that you really take note of all these things she's mentioning and we are talking about. Put it into consideration, let it work in your life. Ask God for help, and you see how things will begin to turn around for you. All right. Thank you very much, Sylvia, for this session. It's really inspiring. And before we go, there's something I would like to ask you. I'm going back to our very first question, and we were talking. I asked you what you learned in marriage, are the things that some of the things you've learned in marriage. I want to ask you one vital question, because a lot of us young people, we keep asking ourselves, how is it? How can you know the right one? The right one. How can you know the right one? How did you take? First of all, tell us how you took to know that this is your husband, this is the person for you, and tell us how we also can know the right one, in quotes. I hope you understand. All right.
Anyway, there is no answer for that, because knowing the right person is only by God. The Bible said that He's going to give you the Holy Spirit. So when you have the Holy Spirit in you, He's the one who will tell you. He's the one who will teach you. He will do, like, He'll be leading you. He'll be directing you. Now, um, I'm just gonna say that if you want to get married, study and also ask God to give you to bring the right people your way. When you see that things are, you guys are agreeing to some extent, you know the features of what you want in a man, and so do a man know what he wants in his woman. And you cannot get a perfect human, no. But when you see that this person has 70% or the negativity is way less than the positivity, then he might be the right person. But if the positivity is more than the negativity, there's a possibility he's the right person. You need to still go back in prayer and ask God. But if the negativity is more, the negative aspect of that person is more, then I would advise that you should take it. You should leave the whole thing, because we are all human. We all have our standard to some point. Let me ask something. If you see a guy, okay, everybody wants a huge, tall, dark, loving person, rich, and you see someone like that who is tall, he's rich, he's everything, but this person does not believe in God, one, and this person um, makes you feel like you are worth nothing. This person brings down, like, sometimes you can be having an argument, but somehow you sense that whenever you guys are talking or discussing about something, he tries to make you feel like you don't know anything. He doesn't try to assist you. Even when you ask for help, he doesn't help you. Like, he thinks of himself first, thinks of himself alone before he considers you. Do you want to tell me that you will still go ahead with this person? Because marriage is about sacrifice. I'm going to sacrifice for my spouse. At the same time, my spouse will sacrifice for me, and that is when we come to an equilibrium. Now, if there is no sacrifice and he thinks about himself alone, I'm definitely going to think about myself, because I cannot be loving someone who loves himself. Who is going to love me? It means I'm going to be hurt. I understand that in marriage or in relationship, you can never have it all, in the sense that your love cannot be 100%. The love I give to you cannot be same with what he gives to me. No. That's why there's an understanding. But to some extent, maybe my love is more in taking care of the house, looking after him, and in his own aspect, he buys gifts for me. He makes sure that we are not hungry. He's always there to help me when I need his help, even when it's going to discomfort him, something like that. You understand that at that point, I might not be there for him when he needs my help. You understand? But he will always be there whenever I need it, even when he's busy. But I might not be able to sacrifice that my time. But I can actually take care of the house, make sure everywhere is comfortable for everybody. You understand? So I'm just saying, in other words, that you cannot get 100% of the love that you give out. Even in friendship, it's not always like that. You understand? I was able to answer that question.
So you basically just said the Holy Spirit should depend on God and the Holy Spirit, and you should also look at the person's negative sides and positive sides. If the positive surpasses the negatives, you should, at the end of the day, ask the Holy Spirit, in conclusion, is this the person you want me to be with?
Yeah.
And all right, you didn't tell us how you also knew that your husband was the right person. We want to know.
Okay. Actually, every lady somehow, or let me say, most ladies must have gone through some certain things in their life. In the sense that you've dated some guys, so you know how some could be. My relationship was not pleasant. They were not pleasant, let me use that word. They were not good. And my husband was always there. He was more like a friend. When I'm down, I go to him, or when I have a gist, I go to him to talk about things like that. Even when I was going through crazy things in my relationship, I'll always go to him and be talking to him about it. And I had lots of suitors, and but one thing I told myself, I was like, if this person can actually be here for me in my downtime, why not give him a try? Because he actually asked me out and I refused because I was scared. Oh, we've been friends, you know my secret, you're going to expose me. No, no, no. I want to, let's just remain friends, this kind of a thing. But I went through a whole lot in my relationship and I told myself, okay, let me just give him a try. Let's see how it goes. And I wasn't actually serious in the first year of my relationship with him because I just felt like, oh, I'm just trying him and all that. But he still proved himself good. No matter what the toxic friendship we had, he was still good. And funny enough, when I wanted to get married, my family did not want that. They didn't approve of it. But to the glory of God, my dad, anyway, I came from a very strong religious family. And so I spoke to my dad about it, and my dad had to fast for 3 days. And he said after 3 days, whatever conviction he gets, then it will determine if I'm going to get married to him or not. And I also went in prayer, you know. After the whole prayer, after the third day, my dad came to me and he told me that, okay, in as much as everybody does not approve of your marriage, but I'm very convinced that God has approved of it, and I will give you my blessing. And I was so happy. And that was how we got married.
Wow,
So
this is a very, very sweet story. And all right, they always say marry your friend, and you're in a relationship with someone who was your friend and you don't want to marry. Sorry, you were someone that is your friend was asking you out and you were like, no, I don't want to be with you because he already knows you. And they always say marry your friend, so I don't.
Yeah, but it's not all friends you can actually get married. There are some friends that are just meant to be friends in your life. You get, and there are some that will go in the long run. And also, I also want to speak to the ladies because these days a lot of ladies want rich men. They want men that have already made it. But I want to give you this tip. It's not about marrying a rich man. You don't know how he got his money. It's good if you see a rich man. It's good if you see a rich man. You get, if you see a good rich man to marry, beautiful, is every woman's dream. But I'll always advise, marry a man that has vision. It is very, very important. It's that vision and hard work and God that will take you far. Like, it hasn't been an easy road. Life is not easy. Life will always give you the negative parts, negative things about it. You understand? It's you who will make out what you want from life. You need to struggle. You need a man with vision. You can marry a rich man and tomorrow he's poor because he doesn't have a plan. He doesn't have a vision. You understand? He's lazy. So that is what I just want to say. Marry a man that has vision.
And also, you talked about marry a man that has vision, and not just. I want to add something to that because sometimes you tell somebody marry a man that there are plenty of people that have visions out there, but they are not working towards the vision.
Yes,
By the time the man should be working. You should see that the man is working towards the vision. Yes. It should not be that he has the vision and he's just sleeping, he's just sitting, nothing he's doing about it. You get? So marry a man that has vision and is also working towards that vision.
Yeah.
Okay. And there's this thing that they always say, ladies always say, I hear it a lot. Oh, I'm going to marry him, he's going to change. And so I want to ask you, Sylvia, you who is married already, so what do you have to say about that statement? No, I love him, I want to marry him, he's going to change in the marriage and all that stuff. So what do you think about that? Do people change in marriage?
Actually, it's so funny how people think that people, humans will change. They're going to change actually, but I want you to know that it is not in our position to actually make people change. Change comes from the person acknowledging that he has a fault, and change comes from God. Because if this person you feel is going to change doesn't acknowledge that he has a fault, then they're not going to change. So, after they acknowledge it, they have to start working to it. It's not going to be easy because they're going to fall. They're going to even go back. Then, when they realize that, oh, they are doing the same thing, they will come back to themselves. You understand? But it is wrong to feel like you're going to change somebody. Nobody can change anybody apart from God and the person. Also, I need you to understand that before you get married, the guy that you met or you knew will not be the same guy. It's the same guy, it's the same guy, but a lot of things are going to change in that marriage, even from your own parts as a woman. Sometimes the woman might not even know, the man feels it, because there's some time that I am with some people and they confide in me, not just single, even married people. And there was this white Turkish man that I was talking to, and he confided in me. I'm not gonna call his name, I'll just tell you what he said. And he was like, ever since the wife gave birth, she has not had his time, and she has always been with, it's just her, the child, and whenever she has a little time, she gives to him. And I asked him, have you spoken to her about it? And he said, for some time they do, but later he just took it that is her person, and there's nothing he can do about it. And recently I even messaged him and I was asking him, so how far with your wife? Is there any improvement? And he told me, oh no, that he's not even talking about it anymore, that he has accepted that is who she is. Okay, I need you to understand that people are going to change in marriage. Sometimes for the guys, it could be that there's a lot of pressure on him because he's looking after his family. He's also having pressure from his own extended families. He also has pressure from his workplace or whatever he's doing. So somehow it's going to change his mentality. Also from the woman, childbearing can change a whole lot. You have responsibilities to look after kids, to look after your husband, and more especially if you're with a man who is not understanding. Just like myself, my husband is like, I'm not making mouth, but my husband is good, in the sense that sometimes I can wake up and I'm like, oh God, I don't even know what to cook, and now I need to think of what my son is gonna eat. I'm going to think of what my husband is gonna eat. I'm going to think about myself. And my husband told me one day, just forget about me. Just give this boy, look for whatever he's going to eat. And apart from thinking about that, I'm still going to work. After working, I will come back at night, I'm tired, or evening or whatever, I'm tired. And so it was so much stress. And sometimes if I'm working, I'm busy, he helps me. You get, even with house chores, because a lot of men, most especially in those our days, they feel like the house chores are for women. They leave it for the women, even when she has a lot of things to do, to look after the kids, to look after the house, to cook. They will still leave the work for the woman, and it's too much. And when people, I don't know about you, but for myself, I cannot handle pressure. When I'm under pressure, I can blow, like I don't know who is who, and I'm just misbehaving. That is me for you. And I've already told him that aspect about myself. Also, there's something I always talk to my husband about. My husband always like, he tells me that he doesn't like to talk about a particular thing over and over again because he feels like I'm not listening to him or whatever. And I told him, I said, see, don't ever stop talking. Don't stop ever talking. You might feel like you're nagging or something or whatever. Like me, you can tell me something now, tomorrow I've forgotten it. And it's not because I don't want to do that thing, it's just because it left my mind. So when he keeps telling me, why did you do this? This is not supposed to be like this. And he tells me again tomorrow. Another person might not take it, but personally, I told him, don't stop talking about it. When you keep talking about it, I have a conscience. I can say, this man is talking about this thing. Let me even work on myself. That's how people change. Just that it now depends on how you talk. That's why some men say, I don't like nagging women, because we say it the wrong way. We can be trying to express ourselves. Just like me, I don't know how to express myself. And thank God, my husband knows me. I can be trying to say something now. You tell me, you're raising your voice. Myself, I'm not raising my voice. That's how I talk. He says I'm raising my voice. And sometimes when I start talking and he says, you're like, oh, it's like you started raising your voice. It's just like to alert me. Be mindful, you started raising your voice. I'll just call myself to order. You understand? So it's about understanding your partner. See, marriage, I don't see it as difficult. I feel it's sweet, it's the best thing. If you have the right person, marriage is beautiful. That's my question.
Yes, you answered my question. So basically, don't marry somebody because the person, or don't marry somebody for the person to change in marriage.
Yes.
That's the answer, right? All right. I think this is going to be our last question for the day, and I think this one is mostly for married people and people who are still together. Yeah, everybody, every lady, and it's about in-law. I think in-laws. I think we were talking about last time, and you said our relationship with our in-laws is very, very important. So I wanted to chip in something about that to our viewers.
Okay. Actually, this is always a problem. And a few days ago, I was talking to someone and I asked the person, is this the same thing with a white person? And they said it's everywhere. That even the white women have problems with their daughter-in-law, and most times they always have problem with the husband side. Now, I just want to throw this in and say that we need to understand our place. The fact that a man is married to you doesn't mean that he should abandon his home. No. As a woman, you're supposed to try to even bring the man closer to his family, because when they get married, they have lots of pressure on them. Do you know that most times I am the one who reminds my husband to call his family, his mom? Not because he doesn't love his mom, but because he has a lot in his head. I also remind him to call my own family, because there are lots going on in his head. Why I'm saying this is that these men have a lot. They think of so many things. So the best we can do is to help them in that way. And you should know your place. The fact that he's married, the man is married to you, doesn't mean he should neglect his mom, his sister, his sisters, his brothers. No. They will love you for who you are, but they should also love and respect their parents for who they are. The wife shouldn't take the place of the mother, and the mother also shouldn't take the place of the wife. Everybody should know where they stand. That way, just like for instance, let me give you an example in marriage. If the woman, you know that your responsibility is to take care of your husband, your responsibility is to make sure that your children are okay, and you don't do it, it will be a problem. Because let's say instead of you to go and take care of your family, and you are trying to work, you're trying to be the breadwinner of your family, when you have your husband who is capable and who can do it, you even see that you're pushing yourself to the grave. You see such women getting older very quick, because they are trying to do too much. They are trying to take up lots of responsibility on their shoulder. So if you know your responsibility as a wife, let it remain there. If you know the mom or the father know his responsibility, it should be there. You get? So we shouldn't be in competition with. It happens mostly to our husband's side, because for our side, it's easy. I remember then growing up, you always hear the mother telling the child or whatever, Your father's side, they are witchcrafts. Your father's side, the brother will poison this one. Your father's side, the brother doesn't like this person's progress. It's always like that. What about the mother's side? Are there not people like that too? I'm just trying to tell you that it happens like that. I don't know about the white people, but in Africa, it's always like this. So we should also, if I feel if you actually love this person, you will not even think towards that aspect. If you and your mother-in-law are in good terms, you will never think that your mother-in-law is a bad towards you or doesn't want your progress or whatever. And if you are in good terms with your sister-in-laws and your brother-in-laws, you will not feel the same way. When there is love, all these other things they are minor kisses. You understand what I'm trying to say? So women should always know their place, and as much as it is, it should always help their husband, bring them closer. Family, they say family that stay together and pray together, they prosper. Okay. The same way, when there's not, the family is everything. I don't understand people who say, oh, now family is this, family is that. No matter what, your family is always your family. Your blood is always your blood. You cannot run away from your family. You understand? So the earlier we start living in peace with our extended family, more especially from the husband side, the better. I'm saying this because I know how it is when you're not in good terms with your mother-in-law or your father-in-law. I've been in that shoes. I know how it felt, and I feel much better now that I'm even in, like me and my mother-in-law, we are gist partner. So I feel much better when I'm flowing with them. It makes me feel like you yourself, you feel loved, you feel good about yourself. So imagine a situation where you don't speak to your husband's side and they don't speak to you. It doesn't add anything to you. Yes, we understand that, but you ask yourself, you cannot lie to yourself. I always keep saying that. Even though you try to pretend that you're fine, you are not fine. You can never lie to yourself. Okay?
Okay, auntie. Okay, ma, we have heard you. We have heard you. All right. Okay. Thank you very much, Sylvia. Thank you very, very much for accepting to do this with me on my channel. And I already said last question, right? This is going to be the very, very last. The very, very last, guys.
It should be like an interactive class.
Because
anyway.
I really want to, like the rounding up question, that has to be like, what do you want us to take home with? What do you want us to take home with? Yeah, what's the conclusion message that you're giving us today?
Okay, a summary of all what I've just said.
Yeah, it's something. Yeah, like
okay. First of all, know that you're all different and that no marriage is same. That it worked for me, it doesn't mean it's going to work for you. The only way things can work for you is if you know who you are living with. If you understand your partner and you bring those knowledge that you've learned from different places to put in place in line with what you understood from your partner, then it will work.
Okay.
But you cannot go and carry formula A and put in formula B and say it must work. If you understand the person you're living with, then it's very easy. And the person understands you. It goes two ways. You understand?
Yeah, both ways.
Yeah, both ways. So the other one is respect your partner. Men should respect women. Women should respect men. Because if a man respects you and love you to that point, he will not lift hand on you. He will not insult you and make you feel less of yourself. You understand? The thing is that people don't understand the word called love. They just use it. Oh, I love you, I love you, I love you. It's just a word. They don't understand the meaning. Because if you truly love this person, you will not do things that will hurt this person. You even try to see how you develop this person. The other time I was telling my sister of how my husband was saying that I should come and see his bank account and what, we don't know what will happen in the future. And she was like, that not all men does that, that she remove cap for him. I say, madam, hold your cap so your cap will not finish. Because if you keep bringing out this cap, your cap will finish on my husband. So, in other words, the fact that he even thought about what if something happened to me tomorrow? I don't want my family to suffer. There are some men that will hold their money, they will hide their money, even they don't care, they don't even want to know that people believe that they will not die, that they will just be there forever. What if, God forbid, tomorrow you're going out, something hits you? You leave the ones behind to suffer. You understand? Thirdly, women should not depend on men's money. As much as, even if it's little, even if it's 5 kobo, 5 naira, 5 TL, whatever, 5 francs. No matter how little you are getting, even if it's 5 or $1 you're getting every single day, put them together. One day, they said that it is a drop of water that makes an ocean. You cannot just make money once. It is the small things you're keeping together that can make it. So women should have the money for themselves, for their own respect, and also for unnecessary argument, because money is important. Someone that say money is not important is lying. They say if you put love and money together, it's sweeter. So money is very important in a marriage. Then you also need space in your marriage. Sometimes let this person be. Let your husband, if your husband wants to go out and have fun with his friends, let it be. Like me, sometimes I come and sleep in my friend's house. Even that day that I'll sleep, that night we can go different places. We can even go bowling, we can go to the restaurants. We're just having fun, enjoying ourselves. At the end of the whole this thing, I sleep over. The following day I'm going to my house and I'm refreshed. I'm even going home singing. I'm happy. You understand? And when even if, for instance, I had issues with my husband, the fact that I'm happy, I'll forget that problem and you see me talking with my man. So that is it. And also, you should also know your place in your home. You should learn to bring your husband and his family together. Before you, they were together. So not because you are now in their life, it's a problem. No, it's not supposed to be like that. The woman is a helpmate. That's what the Bible said. She's a helpmate in every aspect. The son, in every aspect. It's not just in carrying the child, looking after the child, all those things. No, the woman is a helpmate. Also, the man. I've spoken a lot today. Sorry, I was not supposed to talk this much.
Yeah, okay.
Also,
very,
we
very
talked
happy
about
to have you.
cohabiting. It's not good. Although it's hard, women cannot stay alone. Men cannot. Guys will not stand one place. They can't stay one place. So it's hard. But for your own peace of mind, for your own happiness, for your own future, it's better you, what did you call it? You stay. There's nothing wrong with having your own place. Even if you want to go and see your friend or go and visit him, you go and visit whoever you want to visit and go back to your house. It will even give you that respect. It is very important. But you see, more especially on this island, you will hear that, I'm trying to save costs. The man and the woman will now start living together, that they are saving costs. They are saving costs, they now born child. The child they born, is it not extra cost? Please. And it is a sin, because God forbid, what if somebody sleep, you don't wake up? It's a sin. You go to a fire, you commit Mommy Gio.
Mommy Gio.
When you commit fornication and you die in that spot, it's hair.
It's Mommy Gio.
Anyway, that is all I have to say. Thank you for having me here, please.
All right. Thank you very, very much for all your advices and words of encouragement and everything you've told us today. We are very, very grateful, and yes, we are going to put them into practice as well. We promise to put them into practice. Yes, we promise to put them into practice, and thank you. Do well to drop your comments below, drop your questions, drop your opinions. We are going to go through. If you have any question, Sylvia can come back next time and answer them. And please do well to share the video to your friends and subscribe if you like the content. Thank you and see you in my next video. Bye.